My goodness. Hello.
Ah. We are back.
We're back.
We are back. So, Soulmates update episode. What number?
I'm just gonna have to stop saying what number it is.
We don't care what number. We're just back again for another week. We can't keep up with the numbers anymore.
As they get posted, it'd be like, well, episode 6 got posted today, or this weekend, or this week, right at the end of the week. But I think this is like number 12.
Yeah.
So we're almost like 6 in front of what gets posted. So, but thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here,
we
guys.
We may not know what episode we're on, but thanks for being here.
I do, but it's okay. You don't need to know. You're just here for, because you're supporting us and our journey, and we love that you watch. And thank you all to everyone who has subscribed and watched. And we would love to have more comments and questions and interaction from you. So please post comments and share, because that's the only way we can grow, is if you talk about us. And we don't even care if you talk about us bad. If you just share and tell people to subscribe, be like, these people are stupid, but
Well, hopefully you don't think they're stupid.
I hope not. Anyway, so updates for our competition prep off-season journey. So I am currently prepping. I am 12 weeks out. He is currently off-season. He is about 12 weeks post competition. So he's like 12 weeks into his off-season. And so when we do our updates where we post pictures and everything, he hasn't done progress pictures in a while, but we actually did his progress pictures this weekend. So we'll post our progress pictures and where we are currently, like with weight and body fat and stuff. But he's trying to obviously have a productive building off season and not have a huge fat gain like all at once. Like, you should understand that it's really important that you have to be a certain level of body fat for everything to be ideal, I think, to build muscle. You can't be super lean and gain. You can't really gain efficiently in a deficit. All you can really do in a deficit is try to maintain. But to gain, it's almost like you have to go through a cycle of building. You're trying to build, you're trying to add calories, you try to keep pushing your calories up and up and up, but try to keep your body fat manageable. And so what happens is when you get to a certain level, you may have to go like through a mini cut to get the body fat back down a little bit, but it's not like a full-blown cut. So this is where he is right now. And what was your stuff this weekend? What was your
210 pounds, 11% body fat.
And so what was that since like the last week? How much had you gained in a week? Or had you gained?
It's been, I don't know, I haven't weighed myself in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so he's not on a regular basis.
The last weight I had in was 203. So
oh, okay. Well, so it's been a little bit. So he's put on some weight, but that's a good thing. I have lost a little bit over the past week. So, obviously prepping, you're going to be more diligent about doing that weekly update because you have a certain goal, right? And you have a date in mind. So that's important. So I will post that. I will put that up when we post our pictures in here as well. But I think that's about a wrap up for where we are right now. The topic we're going to talk about today is, what are we talking about?
Best foods for bodybuilding, best easiest prep foods.
So we're going to talk
best
about,
obviously
y'all know, if you have bodybuilding goals, I would say 90% of the time you are going to be familiar with tracking your macros. You're going to probably track your food, or you're going to have some type of meal plan, meal prep, right? So obviously you need fats, you need carbs, you need protein. So
and we've done a macro.
Yeah, we did a macro video before on calculating your macros, like in MyFitnessPal and things like that. So what we're talking about today is what are the easiest foods, and I wanted to break it down even a little bit further, like for your fats, carbs, and proteins, what are the easiest bodybuilding foods for prep? So if you're prepping for the week, what is the easiest things to choose and why? So let's just even say, just go like top 3.
You're going to notice that hers and mine are completely different.
Well, we're going to say like fats, carbs, proteins. So obviously bodybuilding, protein is very important, but so are carbs and fats. And a lot of times people shortchange what carbs are for. A lot of people try to eliminate carbs because they think it's like a great way to lose weight. But if they keep their protein high, then they're going to be able to maintain the muscle and whatever. But a lot of that gets mixed up in what you should actually have. But let's just talk about proteins first. So let's talk, what's your favorite, easiest protein?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but my easiest is chicken. Boneless, skinless chicken breast. It's real easy to do.
And you typically grill this, right? Yeah. So I will say what I have found my go-to lately, because chicken is so high in protein and so low in fat, that my go-to lately has been like crock pot chicken. And I actually just buy the kind with the skin on it and bone in it. And I will just put a couple of those in a crock pot. You don't even have to add anything to it. You could add a little bit of water if you want to, just to basically keep it from sticking, but the skin on it keeps it from sticking really. Just season it, put it in there. I pull all of the skin off. I pull the bones out, and then I just have the breast. And I actually like eating the shredded chicken better than grilled chicken breast. And it's really inexpensive.
My mom got us an Instant Pot for Christmas, and it's pretty quick to do 3 split chicken breasts in it. It takes 20 minutes. So that's cool. That's cool.
We're like all crooked here.
We're all crooked. It's that's a really fast way to do it too. So yeah, grilled chicken breast, crock potted chicken breast, basically just chicken breast. And you can make all kinds of stuff if you just don't want chicken breast. If I'm in prep and I'm like, it doesn't really need to be too awful flavored. I did some marinating with like soy sauce this last prep. It was just something to taste like something. Sometimes you'll get chicken breasts, and I hate to throw places under the bus, but Kroger, Heritage Farms, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, they are a gamble. You'll get 1 or 2 in a pack sometimes. They're like rubber. I don't know what they do. I don't know what happens to them. They're gross though.
Yeah, so we don't like those. So
Food Lion or like Purdue or what's that other one? Tyson. Like, I've never had a problem.
Look for deals. I mean, honestly, like the best thing to do is like check your local sale papers and like try to get it when it's on sale, because chicken breast is really easy to freeze and keep a long time. So if you can buy extra when it's like a great deal, then that's what you should do.
Just don't forget about it. It will get freezer burned.
I would recommend don't freeze it in its original package.
You'll never get it off its little.
It's got that, yeah.
Underneath it.
It's got the diaper. So don't do that. You need to separate it when it's fresh, even if it's just putting it in a big Ziploc freezer bag. You're going to have much better luck with that. Don't freeze it in the styrofoam package that it comes in.
And
it's
if you
terrible.
put it in freezer Ziplocs, the nice thing is too is that they're waterproof. And if you get most of the air out before you put it in your freezer, you can literally pull that out and you can put it into like a pot of warm water and defrost it fast. I don't like defrosting stuff in the microwave because it cooks it and it's just ugh.
You can also put like wax paper between your chicken breasts if you're freezing them that way, and it's going to come apart a lot easier. Yeah. So chicken, 2 different kind of methods in cooking it, but that is a really good low fat source of protein.
It's huge protein amount. It's got it's right around 10 grams of protein per ounce, which is huge. You're going to be hard pressed to find anything that's going to have that outside of chicken breast, turkey breast, basically poultry breast. They're both of those are going to be just really low in fat, really high in protein, cooked weight. It's ridiculous.
And we're just talking foods here. Okay. So we're not going to talk about like protein powder and supplements like that. So just food. So what will be your second protein?
My second protein is going to be lean ground beef.
How lean does it need to be?
93.7 or leaner. You can get it up to 96.4. And I think I've actually seen 97.3 somewhere. It's the leanest I'll go is 96.4.
Now, if you are cooking ground beef, because I've had people ask me before, well, can you like drain the fat off of fatter beef? And I would say, well, I know, but like you're talking price, there's a big price difference too. So one time we actually got, not we, but like 10 years ago, I got half a cow. Okay. So when I got this half a cow, it was like from somebody at church. You could get it, you got steaks, you got ground beef. And I requested like a certain leanness of meat, right? Well, you can tell when you get ground beef, like if you see white in it, that's fat, right? So I don't think that I got what I requested. However, I'm not going to like not use it, right? So there's actually a really good video, and I'll try to link it in here, on if you are browning like a whole pound of ground beef, you can actually like rinse and drain the fat off of that, and you're cutting it down to almost like a 93.7.
Close, but the problem with ground beef is they don't take a cut of meat and say it's this percentage of fat. They take a lean cut of meat and they add suet to it, or they add a fat to it when they put it through the grind for the second time. And
okay, but anyway, it works, y'all. I'm telling you,
it's better. Like if you have to get something like that, like 85-15,
or if you already have it,
you already have it.
Like, I mean, I wasn't gonna like waste it, but like I have always been told 90-10 or leaner.
Yeah, 90-10 is not terrible, but even 90-10 after you've eaten 93.7 is. But and then but see, now the flip side of this is going to be price.
There's a big difference. And again,
skinless chicken breast,
check sales,
is right around $2 a pound. For like the cheapest you can find. Walmart, Sam's Club, sometimes Food Line, sometimes Kroger. It's going to be like $1.99 a pound is the cheapest you're going to find it sometimes.
Well, where you are, it depends on where you are.
Yeah, probably where you are. This is here in Virginia, where we are in Virginia. I can find it for like $2 a pound. Beef 93.7 is about triple that. So it's like $6 a pound. In fact, some places are even more than that right now. So it's more expensive, and it has about the same protein per ounce cooked as chicken. The lean really does, but it's going to be more. It's cost more, but it's more versatile, I think. Um, well, they're both pretty versatile, but I think ground beef is really versatile. You can put it in eggs in the morning. You can
It's just
make
way more
burgers out of it.
delicious.
It's way more delicious.
It's very good.
Make meatloaf with it. I mean, you know what you can do with ground beef. I don't need to sit here and go through all of the amazing stuff that you can do with beef.
No.
But
All right, so we'll just
that's
say
number two.
ground beef is 2.
What is
So
yours? Is that yours too?
I would say so, just because like I love ground beef and I love ham. I could eat ground beef and rice are great together. Putting it in things like I could just eat a hamburger patty like by itself, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say ground beef would be my number 2, also.
All right.
And so 3.
Number 3, seafood is my number 3, and I'm not going to pick a particular seafood because this is going to be based on what you like, what you can tolerate, and your price point factor. Like, if I have an unlimited budget, I will eat wild caught stuff and like sockeye salmon, which is lower in fat than your farm raised Atlantic salmon. But
Don't eat farm raised crap anyway.
yeah, she won't eat farm raised stuff. But if you're like, yeah, I need to put some seafood in there and I really hate spending a lot of money, I will eat tilapia. She will not eat tilapia. It's basically swimming chicken. It's it's what it is. It's a swimming boneless, skinless chicken breast. It has a pretty high protein point. Tilapia does, and it's pretty cheap as far as fish is concerned.
I say stay away from anything farm raised. It's disgusting.
Cod, any of the white fishes, are going to be. Cod is relatively cheap. Cod is also not. It's wild caught, so at least you got that going for you. So yeah, I like seafood. Shrimp is even farm raised shrimp. It's relatively inexpensive. It's really high in protein, and it's all of them are very low in fat. The salmons are going to be a little higher in fat, but for the most part, it's all going to be. Get the cat over here chasing something. But they're all going to be relatively low in fat, but they're going to cost more, sometimes even more so than the beef.
Okay, number 3. My number 3 is eggs. Eggs are super important. Eggs are cheap and they can be adjusted. Like, you don't have, like, he doesn't like me to throw away the yolks, so like you don't have to do that, but you can use whites for extra protein and not added fat. But the yolk has like a ton of vitamins and minerals that you're not going to get in the white. So don't just eat whites. Like, you can have a yolk, like have one yolk at least. Even girls, like, you can have a whole egg and add extra whites or add liquid egg whites or whatever to bump the protein up. But eggs are really good.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
Eggs are really good for you. So that's our protein. So carbs, easiest carbs
and price point. Number 1 is going to be rice.
That I'm gonna say we're gonna make this quick, y'all.
You can buy a 25-pound
rice
pack of a 25-pound sack of rice at like Sam's Club for I think like $12.
Okay, so people ask me all the time, should you eat brown rice or is white rice okay? Well, in the bodybuilder world, white rice is okay. Now, granted, like brown rice, okay, the benefit of white rice is that it doesn't have the fiber that brown rice does. Okay. But there's a time and a place for that. And particularly like post workout, you don't want fiber. Like you want something quicker. Like kind of the same thing pre-workout. You want quick absorbing things. Fiber is slowly absorbed, right? So higher fiber stuff is great for you. But again, like so brown rice, it's actually going to be a higher price point than white rice, but you also want to keep it kind of outside of your workouts. Like white is going to be quicker absorbed, just plain white rice, long grain white rice, or like jasmine rice or whatever. So it's fairly inexpensive. If you get into some fancier stuff, then you're going to pay more. But, you know, I've seen people all the time, they want the quickest way possible. So, they may get like the minute rice microwavable cups. You're paying a lot more.
I mean, I've done those when you need it.
Yeah. So if you have
but
to,
they're like $1.25 a cup because you pay like $2.50 or something for a 2-pack of them.
Yeah, I mean, and you could buy like a whole bag of rice
for $2.50.
Yeah, like it's $1.99.
Yeah, maybe even $1. You could buy a pound of rice for $1, and that'll make a dozen of those cups.
So you may have to do a little bit more work for some things, but try to go with things that
she has a rice steamer. You put it in the microwave with some water in it, and you put it in for X amount of time. Stir it up, put it back in X amount of time. Yeah, there's the rice steamer pots, instant pots. I think you can do steamed rice in the instant pot. So if you have one of those, you can make rice, and it doesn't have to be instant rice. It can be just regular rice.
Okay, so rice is good. Yeah.
Potatoes.
Oh, potatoes are awesome, y'all. Like people don't freak out over white potatoes. I've had people like, oh, you're not supposed to eat anything white. Mm-hmm. This is not true. Okay, like regular baked potatoes, white potatoes, even little red potatoes, whatever, they're very, very filling. So they're going to be.
Well, they have white.
They have a ton of nutrition.
Red potatoes and gold potatoes. All three have different, like vitamin and mineral content, and all three of them's vitamin and mineral content might be similar to each other's, but it's completely different from sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes has its own list of benefits. So either one, when I say potatoes,
do both.
Sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, they are cheap.
The more
they are easy to cook. You can literally take a potato and put it in the microwave. You don't have to poke holes in it. You don't have to put it in cellophane or anything. You can literally just sit it in your microwave for one potato, probably 2 to 3 minutes, and then I flip it over and put it in for another 2 minutes. And if that doesn't work for you, if that's not long enough, you can adjust the time. But I mean, it's that easy, and then it's done. You can do so much with a potato, and they're just easy carbs, very cheap. You think so?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say something, but I forgot.
Oh man, she forgot. Dang it. You'll remember.
I was just going to say, like, the more variety you can have, the better. So don't always just eat sweet potatoes. Don't always just eat white potatoes. Like try to get different ones. And so this is kind of like, I want to throw this in there about vegetables too, because I'm not putting, when we're saying proteins, carbs, and fats, that's in addition to fruits and vegetables. Yeah, okay. So like your fruits and vegetables, you need X amount per day anyway. You should have those regardless. And yes, they are going to have carbs. Like vegetables and fruits do have carbs. Vegetables usually have a lot less than fruits do. So you want to keep, vegetables are going to give you a lot of volume for very little calories. So you always want to have like vegetables in there as well. So like, Luke's typical chicken, rice, and broccoli. The broccoli gives you tons of vitamins and minerals, but it also gives you volume. So you're going to get a lot of food for very little calories. So vegetables always should be in there. I would say try to get like 5 servings a day.
Part in here.
Well, we'll do that on another
That's
video.
oh, well, I'm like,
We'll talk about fruits and
do-
vegetables on a different video. So I want to
Okay.
keep this fairly short.
All right. Well, then
And
move
we're
on
gonna
to
like ramble.
number 3 for carb.
Mine would be oats.
Oats.
What would yours be? Well, I see. I gotta say bread because like my friend knows that I'm a bread junkie. Okay, but I'm talking about the most unprocessed carbs that are easiest and cheapest. Like I would recommend to everybody to try to just have plain old-fashioned oats or quick oats. Either one is fine. I feel like old-fashioned oats actually stay with you longer because they haven't been like as processed, like chopped up or whatever. But quick oats are really good. Yeah, they're either way, whatever you like. Some people don't like the texture. You've got like steel cut oats, and they take a lot longer to cook.
I
But
promise
like
you can do old-fashioned oats and quick oats both in the microwave. For
old-fashioned and quick oats are both delicious, and I think that they're great with
Yeah.
My favorite protein there ever was.
It is really that's how I usually eat mine too.
So it's delicious. I mean, but don't get the again, look at price. Like you can buy an entire container of old-fashioned or quick oats for the same as like a package of like the flavored kind.
Yeah. And
your nutritional content is going to be way better. And the sugar is not going to be there. You're not going to have, so just go plain old-fashioned oats or quick oats. So those are our carbs. And so then fats, why do you need fats? Like you're going to have some fat
because they taste
like
good.
Our carbs that we mentioned, they really don't have any fat.
No.
Like the meats do. You're going to get some fats with meats anyway, but you need certain amounts of healthy fats just for your brain to function. So what are the best fats to eat? Like you're probably not going to need to add a lot of fat, but if all I ate was chicken, I'm not going to have enough fat in the day. And this is kind of like a iffy kind of a subject.
Favorite, so maybe we should just like say some.
Okay, fats.
Pick a fat.
Well, my favorite, like if I get to the end of the day and I have fat left in my macros, my favorite is walnuts. They're delicious, and they do have a little bit of other stuff in them too. Like they do have a little bit of protein. Yeah. And
I said nut butter. I mean,
walnuts are amazing to me, and I think plain almonds are great too. You do have some fiber.
Almond butter
in those.
Peanut butter is not bad as long as it's not
natural nut butters. Olive oil is a really great.
Olive oil's great.
Fat.
Coconut oil.
Because like olive oil, you're getting like the polyunsaturated fats, which are really, really good for you.
Coconut oil, I would stick around like a workout because the MCTs your body breaks down for fuel a little faster.
That's medium chain triglycerides.
Reportedly, I'm going off of, what I've heard, but so anyhow, but that coconut oil, if it's like expeller pressed, and like what with olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, as least processed as it can be. Same thing with coconut oil.
With olive oil, try to always get it in glass containers and try to get it in a dark container. Mm-hmm. You don't want it, keep it somewhere dark and cool, like in a pantry or something. You don't eat
it. It's not it doesn't store well. It doesn't cook very well for high temperature stuff, but it's a great oil. Other oils or fats, avocado, excellent fat.
Yeah, and I mean avocados should have carbs
really as
vegetable. Well. Yeah, but it's got a lot of fiber. So I mean, I would count avocados as a fat, but I mean, the fiber in them is unbelievable.
Carbs in them are fiber.
It's over half.
It's like if it says 26 grams of carbs is the total for whatever weight of avocado you got, it's going to be like 12 to 13 grams of fiber. It's like half.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
A lot. So those are probably like the main fats. Like you want to stick with really
egg yolk.
Well,
she said eggs earlier, but
adding fats like when you're adding fats, look for plant-based fats are going to be like your healthiest ones for you. So like, yes, you're going to get fat in an egg yolk, but I wouldn't just add eggs to something to make it more fat. But so when you want to add healthy fats, like you want to go like plant-based.
Eggs are a good source of a healthy fat. But eggs is a protein, or egg is a.
What is she doing?
Oh, it's just a fly down here. She's our cat's down here.
Crazy cat.
And she's moving.
Her head is bobbing around because it's like a mat or something. Anyway, okay. So those will be our top easiest recommendations, like the top things you should probably try to have. Filling in your macros and like the easiest things to make for fats and carbs and proteins. So
yeah,
ask questions in the comments. So we'll try to keep it short and simple, and let us know what you want to know. Please like, subscribe, share, and we will keep coming back. We'll see you next week.
Bye.